If you understand this one truth, your whole life will be. Whatever you hold in your fifth dimension, nobody can. When you hold the Bhava, even the God as, nobody can deny the power of. Blessings to each and every one of you. Blessings to all the PSS participants in Kailasa Guinea-Bissau, Kailasa Tiruvannamalai. Blessings to everyone. Chit Sabha member, Rajya Sabha member, Adi Navasis, blessings to every one of you. Listen, today I am going to tell 3 stories. Listen carefully. I am going to tell 3 stories. Story of Dhruva, story of Markandeya, story of Abhirami Bhattar. These 3. Listen carefully. All the 3 stories I heard and cherished, understood, realized when I was just 5-6 years old boy. These are the great stories. I should say these, all the 3 are historical happenings, not stories. First, historical happening, it's a history. History told to every child in Hindu civilization. Listen, the story of Dhruva. I start with the story of Dhruva. See, Dhruva was the young son of King Uttanavada. There was a king. I can tell like a traditional way of storytelling. Long ago, once upon a time, there was a king. His name Uddanapada. And he had 2 wives. The first queen, Suniti, and the second queen, Suruchi. So the first queen had a son, Dhruva. This first queen's son one day was trying to sit on the lap of the father, king. But the second queen was very jealous because she wanted only her son to be the heir. She did not want the first queen's son, Dhruva, to be the heir. So she just pulled him out and told, only the son born from my womb, means my son only, will sit in the king's lap. You don't have a place here, get out. She throws him out. The child got hurt very deeply. The child runs to his mother. His mother is a very deeply devoted, pious queen. She is also a great devotee of Vishnu. She says, don't worry. Vishnu can give you the best place in the world, which nobody can stop, deny, take it away. Catch Vishnu. The boy was so strong, determined. You should know 3 boys from Vedas. Dhruva, Markandeya, Prahalata, even Nachiketa in that case. I think, 4 boys from Vedas, and if you just know these 4 boys' history, your whole life will be transformed. Let me tell you that Dhruva, so determined, firm resolve, he decides to go to forest and do tapas to get Mahavishnu. On the way, he meets sage Narada. But Narada tries to tell him, you are too young for tapas. Don't go for it. Better go back. But the boy said, no, I am going to do tapas. Then finally Narada was so pleased seeing the powerful way the child is resolved. So Narada gives him initiation, mantra diksha, and how to have the bhava for Mahavishnu. He gives, and that child, he starts having that bhava. Listen, being in bhava is what is tapas. Without allowing anything to shake you, without bothering about what the physical world realities are, just living in bhava in your 5th dimension. Living in bhava in your 5th dimension is tapas. So Dhruva has decided to do intense tapas, and beautifully the Bhagavatam describes that in Madhuvana, in banks of Yamuna, under the Kadamba tree, he starts his tapas, and even gods were shaken due to his intense tapas. Then finally Vishnu appears. No other way. When you hold the bhava, even the God has to appear. Nobody can deny the power of tapas, the bhava. And that is the power of the consciousness you have. So listen. So Dhruva touched the feet of Vishnu, and Vishnu touched the cheek of the boy Dhruva and blessed him. Then Vishnu asked, what you want? Ask me. Dhruva said he wanted a permanent, immovable place in the universe, higher than all others, and that would never be destroyed. Vishnu granted him a place as a pole star. Even now, in Hindu astrology, the pole star is called Dhruva Nakshatra, a fixed point around which all other stars would revolve. All other stars go around the Dhruva Nakshatra. He also became an ideal king on earth, ruling wisely and righteously for many years, upholding dharma, long, glorious life. Then Dhruva left the earthly kingdom and united with the Lord, and finally assumed his eternal position as the Dhruva Nakshatra, pole star. Listen. The second story, Markandeya. This is another one great child. The Markandeya is son of the Rishi Mrigandu, and the Mrigandu Rishi actually prayed to, he and his wife both prayed to Mahadeva for a son. Mahadeva appears and asks, do you want a son who will live only 16 years, but virtuous, wise, pious, great, or a son who would live 100 years long, but dull and wicked. They are rishis. If they are politicians, they would have chosen the dull and wicked because politicians want only that kind of hair. But they are rishis. They said, no. We are very clear. Even if it is 16 years, it's okay. Give me a virtuous, wise, pious child. And then after the Paramashiva's boon, the child is born. That child is Markandeya. He mastered Vedas, scriptures, became a great devotee of Paramashiva in the very young age, and lived a very intense, spiritually disciplined life. So when his parents told him he is going to live only 16 years, he did not collapse. He did not bother about what is going to happen in the third dimension. He did not go to gym and start dieting and gymming. He did not do any of that to extend his life. He did not do anything in the third dimension to make himself healthy and extend his life. No. He straight decided to work on fifth dimension. He said, I will hold on to Paramashiva. He just held himself in the space of Paramashiva so powerfully that he held Paramashiva in his fifth dimension, the ultimate dimension, the Anandamaya Kosha. When Lord of Death, Yama, sent his messengers, they could not remove Markandeya's life because of the powerful space Markandeya was holding. Then finally Yama himself came and threw his noose around Markandeya's neck. But Markandeya is holding Paramashiva inside him in such intense bhava. Paramashiva came out of Markandeya, that Shivalinga which Markandeya was holding, and destroyed Yama. Destroyed Yama. And Paramashiva gave Markandeya Siranjeevi Pada, means eternal. He will live forever. Siranjeevi Pada. And all the devas then pleaded, Paramashiva, O Mahadeva, if Yama is not there, the world order will collapse. Then Mahadeva says, all right, I'll give him life. He gave life to Yama also, Lord of Death also. And this boy, Markandeya, he became eternal, Siranjeevi, immortal, Siranjeevi. Then the third story. Listen to third story. Abirami Bhattar. There was a priest, Shivacharya. His name is Subramanya Iyer. He was priest in Tirukkadayur temple. It's a temple in Tamil Nadu. He served and worshipped Devi Abhirami, as his whole family is dedicated to worshipping Shiva and Devi. He had a very deep devotion to Devi Abhirami, and he used to see every woman as Devi herself and respect. One day when he was sitting in Samadhi in temple, he was in Samadhi, the fifth dimension. The local king came and asked him, today what is the day? Means the moon phase, the Tithi. What is the Tithi? The Abirami Bhattar was in Samadhi, so he said Purnima. Actually that day was new moon day. Means Amavasya, new moon day. But the Bhattar, because he was in Samadhi, he is seeing the Devi and he is experiencing that Anandamaya Kosha. He said Paurnami, full moon day. The king was shocked and king felt disrespected that this priest did not even know the Tithi. He does not know anything about Hinduism, the Hindu calendar. And he is not even respectful to me. He said, if today if the moon didn't come, you will be killed. And that priest did not panic. He just sat on the fire. Actually, there is a wooden platform hanging over burning fire. He stood on it and started singing. By the 76th song, 79th verse, Devi appeared and she put her tadanga, her earrings, and that became a moon. And the whole village saw the moon. On new moon day, moon appeared. The king was shocked and he surrendered to the Abirami Bhattar. Understand, this incident even has a evidence. NASA has recorded moon citation on new moon day in South India on this particular day. I'll pull out that recording and give you guys. It is exactly matching, which is the rare cosmological happening, where rare astronomical happening. It has happened. It's not story. Now listen, you should know the truth in all these three stories. All these three stories points to one truth. Please understand. If you understand this one truth, your whole life will be transformed. The one truth in all these three stories is, whatever you hold in your fifth dimension will become reality. It will manifest. Nobody can change it. So what you hold in the fifth dimension is very important. See, the only problem is, large number of people are stuck in the third dimension, the mediocre people. Because the mediocre is mass, they are trying to destroy anyone who is trying to go a little above third dimension to fourth or fifth. Do not follow the mass because many times M is silent. So, I am repeating, do not follow the mass because many times M is silent. Listen, because the mass lives in third dimension, the country law is made only based on third dimension. Social structure is made only based on third dimension. Social laws are made only based on third dimension. Schools teach only science about the third dimension. Neither the mathematics or science or physics, chemistry, biology of the fifth dimension is taught to anyone. That is why when I started revealing the fifth dimensions, physics, chemistry, biology and maths, all these third dimension mass started trolling me because they can't understand what I am talking. They've never been taught the basics of the fifth dimension, the physics, chemistry, biology of the fifth dimension, the maths of the fifth dimension was never taught to them. Now I am going to teach you language, math, physics, chemistry, biology, and the whole existential science of fifth dimension. Listen. The fundamental truth. You are not a body that has a consciousness inside. No. You are a consciousness that has assumed the body. Listen. You are not a body that has a consciousness inside. No. You are a consciousness that has assumed this body. You are not a small being trying to navigate a vast external universe. You are the infinite consciousness in which this entire universe exists. You are the infinite consciousness in which the entire universe exists. Choosing which aspect of your infinite self you will experience. Listen. I am repeating. Listen. You are not a small being trying to navigate a vast external universe. You are the infinite consciousness in which the entire universe exists. Choosing which aspect of your infinite self you will experience. This infinite consciousness has a name, Paramashiva. Listen carefully. I am introducing Paramashiva to you. Means you to you. Paramashiva is not just a deity sitting somewhere in a distant realm. Paramashiva is the infinite field of pure consciousness, the ground of all being, the source from which all realities emerge, into which all realities dissolve, is deity also, but he is the source from which everything manifests, lives, and returns. Generated, operated, destroyed. Listen. You, the individual soul, is not separate from Paramashiva. The Jiva is Paramashiva, temporarily focused through the lens of the individuality. Like a wave that has forgotten it is the ocean. The wave believes it is separate, limited, and vulnerable, subject to the forces of wind and tide. But the wave has never stopped being the ocean. The wave never got separated from ocean. You never stopped being Paramashiva. This is not philosophy, listen. I am teaching you the mechanics of the fifth dimension. I am teaching you the physical reality, the physics of the fifth dimension. I am teaching you the reality of the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension that is here now, accessible to you this very instant, right now it is available. Actually, there are 14 dimensions. I'll take you step by step. For now, understand the fifth dimension. The Paramashiva dimension is here now, accessible to you this very instant. This is not somewhere far away, not in some distant galaxy or alternate universe, no. It is straight available to you right now here. It's here now. All of you listen. It's available to you right now here. Say, listen. Like how your physical body is available to you, same way your mental body is available to you. Your physical layer is known to you. You know body. You have it. So your mind, you know your mind. Sometimes fresh, dull, excited, depressed. Your mental layer. Same way there is a bliss layer inside you right now available to you. These three only I call as physical layer, mental layer, bliss layer. Physical layer is Annamaya Kosha, mental layer is Manomaya Kosha, bliss layer is Anandamaya Kosha. Three-story building. You would have seen yesterday I described. Somebody asked me, then what about Pranamaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, Swamiji? I said, Pranamaya Kosha is nothing but the steps between physical layer and mental layer. Vijnanamaya Kosha is a step between Manomaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. So these three are the predominant. The Annamaya, Manomaya, Anandamaya are the predominant layers, and these steps, the step from Annamaya to Manomaya is Pranamaya, steps from Manomaya to Anandamaya is Vijnanamaya. So understand this. when you enter into the fifth dimension and start using it, start manifesting it, the infinite possibilities start manifesting. Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss layer, is the closest to the core of your being, where Paramashiva consciousness exists in causeless fullness, wholeness, and original completeness. It's a field in which existence is known as inherently whole, Purna. Bliss here does not merely mean emotional pleasure. It does not mean excitement or happiness in the ordinary sense. I'll give you a few references from Hindu Shastras. Ananta Rupam Akilam Jagat Stavara Jangamam Ananda Jnayate Sarvam Anande Liyate Jagat. Pularnava Tantra says, entire universe of moving and unmoving things is of the nature of bliss. Everything is born from bliss, and the universe dissolves back into bliss. Vijnana Tantra says, Bhutam Bhavascha Bhavyancha Sarvam Yatraiva Tishtati Tatraiva Manasakatva Bhairavo Liyade Dhruvam. That in which past, present, future all simultaneously abide, entering there with the mind, one surely dissolves into Bhairava. This is the Vijnana Tantra's definition of bliss layer, Anandamaya Kosha. Tantra Loka describes Ananda Shaktihi Paramasadu Purnahatmika Purnahamatmika Tasya Spuranamevedam Vishwam Paramakaranam. This is actually from Tantra Loka. Ananda Shaktihi Parama Saduhu Purnahamatmika Tasyaha Spuranamevedam Vishwam Paramakaranam. The supreme power of bliss, that which has the nature of the complete I. Its very pulsation is this universe. It's a supreme cause. Listen. It's a profound, quiet recognition of the wholeness. So complete that the very question of lack or desire cannot even arise within it. This knowing is not information. It is not borrowed philosophy. It is not cleverness. It is the light by which reality knows itself. In the 5D world, Anandamaya Kosha, there is no time, there is no space. There is no becoming, there is only being. There is no future to wait for. There is no past to regret. There is only the eternal now, where all things already are. In the 5D world, every possible version of your life exists right now. The wealthy version of you is there. The healthy version of you is there. The loved, the successful, fulfilled version of you is there. Not as potential, not as possibility, but as already accomplished reality. Listen. This truth is very important for you. All of you sit and listen intensely. In the Anandamaya Kosha, bliss layer, fifth dimension, every possible version of your life exists right now. The wealthy version of you is there. The healthy version of you is there. The loud, successful, fulfilled version of you is there. Not as potential, not as possibility, but as already accomplished reality. I will give you physics, chemistry, biology, math, mechanics of fifth dimension clearly. Listen carefully. Say, visualize the whole fifth dimension, 5D world, like a vast library containing every book that could ever be written. Every story, every outcome, every version of your life is a book on the shelf, complete and finished. You are not writing these books, they already exist. Your job is simply to select which book you will read, which reality you will experience. In Anandamaya Kosha, the question itself begins to dissolve because knowing dawns. Listen, you are not writing these books. They already exist. Your job is simply to select which book you will read, which reality you will experience, and start manifesting, reading, experiencing it. I am repeating. In the fifth layer, bliss layer, Anandamaya Kosha, all questions dissolve because the whole knowing dawns. You do not try to become whole because you know the substratum is always whole. You do not try to manufacture abundance because you know being itself is fullness. You do not merely generate better self-image because you awaken to that which precedes all image, all images. This is the great secret. You are not creating anything. You are selecting from infinite, pre-existing possibilities. You are not manifesting. You are choosing which already manifested reality you will experience. When you understand this, when you can consciously enter the 5D world and operate from it, manifestation becomes instant because you are not waiting for something to be created. You are simply claiming what already is. Listen carefully. I am revealing the mechanics of the fifth dimension. fifth dimensional creation has nothing to do with going anywhere to get anything. No. You just need to combine clear intention and coherent thought with a coherent brainwave pattern and a coherent heart moving into an elevated emotion. Something begins to happen. It is nothing but creating the right bhava and witnessing the witness, observing the observer, being conscious of consciousness itself. It is like one word I can put it. Attend only to yourself, nobody else, that's all. Focus only on yourself and nobody else, that's all. Listen. Thoughts are electric and feelings are magnetic. And the magnetism of the heart becomes energy on which the intention, sankalpa, is carried. So you begin broadcasting a new signature into the quantum field. If it is done properly and you understand the mechanics of the fifth dimensional creation, you are not going anywhere to get anything. You are actually collapsing the space and time and drawing the experience to you because you are the vortex. When there is a vibrational match between your energy and the potential that exists in the quantum field, it's like a tuning a radio dial. When you lock into that frequency, you keep revisiting that energetic signature every single day. You do not have to go anywhere. Automatically the new job, best job finds you. The new house finds you, the new relationship finds you, because you are the vortex, drawing the experience to you. If you truly experience, if you are truly in the creative process, creation is when you forget about yourself and become nobody, no one, nothing, nowhere, in no time, and you become pure consciousness, the creation is happening. In that elegant moment of generous present moment, all possibilities in the quantum field exist when the brain and the body are fully in the present. That is when the creation begins. Although getting there is the simple work, mass do not do it. Because it is so simple, mass never believes it. Listen. Getting there is not difficult, too easy, too simple. Because it is too simple, mass does not believe it. The collapse of time in the fifth dimensional reality, listen to this. One of the most powerful aspects of the 5D world is that time does not exist there. In the 5D dimension, everything exists in the eternal now. Past, present, and future are simultaneous. This means that what you call your future already exists in the 5D world. Listen carefully. Whatever you call as your future already exists in the 5D world. The life you will be living years from now already exists right now in the dimension of infinite possibilities, the 5th dimension. You are not creating your future. Your future already exists. You are simply selecting which future you will experience. This is why you can collapse time. You can claim a reality in bliss layer, 5th dimension. You are not waiting for it to be created and then appear in your future. You are claiming something that already exists. And the 3D world simply updates to reflect this reality. The speed at which 5D reality appears in your 3D experience depends on the intensity and consistency of your bhava. So everything boils down to the intensity of your bhava. The more completely you live from the 5D reality you have claimed, the faster the 3D world confirms. But understand this, the moment you claim a reality in the 5D world, it is done, it is finished. It's already yours. The appearance in 3D is simply matter of the denser, slower dimension catching up with the higher, faster dimension. Think of it like watching a video. When you select a video to watch, the entire video already exists on the tape. But your screen can only display it frame by frame, moment by moment. You are not creating the video as you watch it. The video is already complete. You are simply experiencing it in sequence. The same is true for your life. When you claim a reality in the 5D world, the entire reality already exists, complete and finished. Your 3D experience is simply playing it out frame by frame, moment by moment. It's already done the instant you claim it. Listen. Time and reality shift in the 5th dimension. In the ordinary 3D world, the Anandamaya Kosha physical layer, time appears as an absolute reality moving from past through the present to future, where you believe you must wait for a change and that your desires exist somewhere ahead of you in an unreached future. But in the 5th dimension, bliss layer, Anandamaya Kosha, the entire structure is revealed as an illusion. Time is not a river you float upon, but a lens through which consciousness perceives what is actually a simultaneous field of infinite possibilities. I'm repeating. In 3D world, you feel time is a train and you are passenger sitting in the train. In 5D world, you will realize you are the track on which the time is running. Time is the train, but you are not the passenger inside the train, but you are the train track, railway track on which the train is moving. So in Anandamaya Kosha, the fifth dimension, bliss layer, this entire structure is revealed as an illusion time. Listen, this entire structure is an illusion. Time is not a river you float upon, but a lens through which consciousness perceives what is actually simultaneous field of infinite possibilities. Past, present, and future are not three separate realities, but three different points of focus within one already complete field of consciousness. Where all versions of your life exist simultaneously right now. Each version of you, wealthy, poor, healthy, sick, loud, alone, carries its own complete timeline with its own past and future already embedded within the fifth dimensional field, the bliss layer. When you operate from that bliss layer, you are not slowly moving toward a goal, but shifting the identification from one complete timeline to another, like changing tracks rather than pushing the same track forward. If you are truly in the creative process, manifestation process, the Kalpataru process, creation is when you forget about yourself and become nobody, no one, nothing, nowhere, in no time, and you become pure conscious. In that elegant moment of generous present moment, all possibilities in the quantum field exist simultaneously, and when the brain and body are fully present, that is when the creation begins. You are not going anywhere to get anything. You are collapsing the space and time and drawing the experience to you because you are the vortex. If you sit under the Bididi banyan tree, Kalpa Vriksha, you will experience literally the same. That is why I insist all Adinams, centers, please take the banyan tree seed from Bididi and put a sapling. Keep that banyan tree in your meditation place, in your temple, in your center, in your ashram, in your Adinam. The Taiwan team, the Kailasa Taiwan team is right now in Adi Kailash, Bididi. Please take the seed and put the sapling, plant it in Taiwan. You can keep it even like a bonsai. Los Angeles has a tree. San Jose also should get. San Jose, Oklahoma, Ohio, Houston, all temples, St. Louis, Canada, all temples, all Adinams, Malaysia, Singapore, Guinea-Bissau, all Adinams should have Kalpa Vriksha in their campus. Tiruvannamala already has it. All participants in Tiruvannamala, இருக்க எல்லாரும் உங்களுக்கு டைம் கிடைக்கும் போதெல்லாம் திருவண்ணாமலையில் இருக்கிற அந்த கல்ப விருட்சம், அந்த கார்டன்ல இருக்க சென்ட்ரல் ஆலமரம் இருக்கு பாருங்க, அது வந்து பிடிதியில் இருக்கிற ஆதி கைலாஷ்ல இருக்கிற பேனியன் ட்ரீயோட சாப்ளிங் தான் அது. அது கீழே உட்காந்து மெடிடேட் பண்ணுங்க. இப்ப நான் சொல்ற சத்தியம் எல்லாம் அனுபூதியா மாறும். லிசன். You are not going anywhere to get anything. You are collapsing space and time and drawing the experience to you because you are the vortex. When the vibrational match between your energy and the potential in the quantum field, when there is a vibrational match between your energy and potential in the quantum field, it's like a tuning radio dial. When you lock into that frequency, the new reality finds you. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a gap in time, but a gap in frequency. Not a distance to be traveled through effort, but a station to be tuned through consciousness. Listen, this is the punchline. This is the powerful cognition truth. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a gap in time, but gap in frequency. Not a distance to be traveled through effort, but a station to be tuned to through consciousness. This is what collapsing time truly means. Dissolving the illusion that your desired reality is located in some future moment, rather than recognizing it as already complete in the eternal now of Anandamaya Kosha. The moment you claim a reality in the 5D world, it is done and finished. What you experience as a delay is simply the denser dimension catching up with the higher dimension. Most people make one critical error. They enter the 5th dimension briefly, then return to 3rd dimension, Annamaya Kosha, physical layer, and immediately look for 3D evidence that the shifting has worked. The moment you look for 3D evidence of your 5D claim, you have left Anandamaya Kosha and returned to the Annamaya Kosha, the physical world. The one who is waiting rather than the one who knows. In the 5th dimension, knowing comes first, total and unwavering, and physical appearance follows naturally, like a shadow following a body without needing to be chased or created. As the jiva rises through the dimensions into bliss layer, time begins to thin and the gap between intention and the manifestation compresses. What once took years begins to take months. What once took months begins to take weeks. What once took weeks begins to take days. What once took days begins to take hours. What once took hours begins to take in on just seconds. The ancient rishis knows this truth. They understood this precisely. That is why when they speak about Kala, they don't say Kala as an absolute reality, but as a creative power of Paramashiva at the level of Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss layer. Time becomes a tool of expression rather than a force of limitation. The jiva who has remembered its nature, Paramashiva, the jiva who understands its nature as Paramashiva, recognizes its nature as Paramashiva. Remembered its nature as Paramashiva, experiences time not as moments to be endured, but as a canvas upon which it paints the reality already chosen from the infinite field. Every time you enter bliss layer and rest in causeless wholeness, you train the jiva to recognize itself as the source of time rather than its subject. As this recognition deepens, as the jiva increasingly rests in the knowing that all realities already exist in the eternal now, the physical world responds with what appears miraculous but is simply natural. When the wave remembers, it is the ocean. When the jiva remembers, it is the Paramashiva. This is why the bliss layer, Anandamaya Kosha, is so powerful. It's not merely another level where you get better manifestations. No, it is the level where identity shifts from the struggler to the source. It's a level where jiva stops experiencing itself as a small, limited being and begins to recognize itself as an expression of Paramashiva. Here is something profound to understand about the bliss layer, fifth dimension world. Infinite versions of you already exist there. There is a version of you who is wealthy, a version of you who is poor, a version who is already healthy, a version who is sick, a version who is loud, a version who is alone. All of these versions are real. All of them exist right now in the 5D world. The question is not which version will come into existence. The question is which version are you identifying with? Most people identify with the version of themselves that matches their current 3D circumstances. If they are poor in 3D, they identify with the poor version of themselves. If they are sick in 3D, they identify with the sick version. But you have the power to shift your identification at this moment just by conscious will. You can stop identifying with the version of you that matches your current circumstances and start identifying with the version of you that you wish to experience. When you identify with a new version of yourself in the 5D world, you literally become that version. Listen, this is the punchline. This is the powerful cognition. When you identify with a new version of yourself in the 5D world, in the bliss layer, you literally become that version. Your consciousness shifts to that frequency. When your consciousness shifts, your 3D experience must shift to match it. This is not about becoming someone you are not. This is about recognizing that all versions of you already exist and choosing which one you will be. This is the jiva remembering that it is Paramashiva, not becoming Paramashiva, but remembering what it has always been. Listen, the doorway, what you need to do is Bhava, Mahabhava. Mahabhava is the technique. Everyone asks, how do I enter into the 5D world? Bliss layer, fifth dimension world. How do you access this dimension where all possibilities exist? The answer is simple and profound. You enter the 5D world through the doorway of Bhava. When you create certain Bhava, that something is already true. When you claim a reality is already existing, you are operating from the 5D world. First, you must identify which reality you wish to experience, not what you want to create, but which already existing reality you wish to claim. Do you wish to experience the reality where you are wealthy, where you are loved, where you are healthy? You must recognize that this reality already exists in bliss layer. It is not something you need to make it happen. It is not something you need to manifest. It already is. The wealthy you already exists. The loved you is already exists. These are not future possibilities. They are present reality in the dimension of infinite possibility. Fifth dimension, Anandamaya Kosha. You just need to claim this reality as yours. You must claim this reality as yours. Not through effort, not through trying to bring it to you, but by simply falling into that bhava, assumption. You assume this is your reality. You take it as given fact. You accept it as already true. This bhava is the key that unlocks the door to the 5D world. Bliss layer, Anandamaya Kosha. When you truly assume something is yours, when you claim an already existing reality, you shift your consciousness to that frequency, to that station. To that frequency, to that station. And once you are tuned to that station in the Anandamaya Kosha 5D world, it must appear. It simply appears in your 3D experience. This is why I say Anandamaya Kosha is so powerful. It's not merely another level where you get better manifestations. So understand, once you are tuned to that station in the fifth dimension world, it simply appears in 3-dimension experience. Now listen, I have revealed too many powerful truths. I want all the Paramashiva Sena participants, you will listen to this satsang once more. There will be question answer by acharyas, and there will be VRHOVNI Sadas, debate, the traditional Hindu debate, VRHOVNI Sadas, Vakyartha Sadas and VRHOVNI Sadas. Then I will lead you into this experience. I'll shift you to 5th D and make you manifest it. Listen. Many of you listened, but still these truths need to be drilled in you. So, tomorrow you will listen to this whole satsang completely. There should be question answer, and there will be Vakyartha Sadas. Then I will shift you all to the 5th dimension to make you all manifest it. I'll shift you all to the 5th dimension and make you all manifest it. Blessings to each and every one of you. Blessings.
Nithyananda, thank you for watching, and if you found the video enlightening,
please give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to stay connected with us.
don't forget to click the bell icon to receive the notifications.